Unemployment is a terrible position to be in. Let me tell you exactly what you need to do to keep your finances in shape now that you're unemployed and come back way better than before. Hey there, this is The Foreigner in America. I'm Jaime Shekaiban. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I created this channel to teach about personal finances and money to both locals and foreigners. And I'm giving you a special insight at the end for all people that come from different parts of the world into America to relate to my experiences and also be able to manage their money and create wealth. The problem here is not that you're unemployed. Let me tell you that. The problem here is that employment is your only source of income. It is your fault and no one else's because you're putting all your eggs in one basket. Income is money coming in. It's money that you need to live. It can be $1,000 a month, $3,000, $5,000, $10,000, whatever number you choose. Let me ask you something. How much money do you need to live comfortably every month? And there are two right answers here. Either one, you give me the straight number, or two, you tell me I don't know. And if you gave me the straight number, just bear with me a minute. But for all of you that don't know, let me tell you that it's very important. You must know. And how do you know this number? Well, it's easy. You just have to track every single expense, either cash, credit, or debit. Just record it on a sheet of paper or on a spreadsheet for 30 days. At the end, add it up, and that is your break-even number. So the first thing that I want you to do now that you're unemployed or about to be unemployed is get your break-even number. After you get your number in place, what you have to do is cut back on expenses. If you have seen Mr. Dave Ramsey, one of the personal finances gurus that I follow, he always tells young students and young adults that have a lot of student loan debt that they should eat rice and beans. What he meant really is that you have to cut back on expenses. I don't want you to eat rice and beans all day because unless you want to be socially distant, you know what I mean. Which expenses can you actually cut back? Well, those are variable expenses. If you saw my previous video, how to make $10,000, which I will link below in the description, I show you that you had dead obligations called fixed expenses, and you got expenses which you can control a lot more called variable expenses. And there are 5 categories of variable expenses: food, entertainment, shopping, traveling, and miscellaneous. So what is food? The food is groceries that you buy. Entertainment is everything you do on the weekends or on the week for having fun, going out, or anything that is not considered in the other categories, including restaurants. Traveling is pretty straightforward. Shopping will be anything that you buy in a store or online that is also not considered in the other categories. And then you have miscellaneous for everything else. So imagine you go and get a haircut. Imagine you grab an Uber. Imagine you buy anything for just one time. That will go into miscellaneous. Now it's time to cut back on food. You need to cut back 20% on groceries. How do you do this? Well, you can watch also my previous videos where I can talk about specific advice. Stop buying organic. Stop buying expensive food and just go for the normal one. I mean, you're not gonna die. It's important that you stop going to expensive markets like Whole Foods and start going to places like Walmart or H-E-B. Go for local brands or store brands instead of name brands. It's pretty much the same quality and you save a lot of money. And remember, grab a list and follow the list and never go to the supermarket hungry. After you cut 20% on groceries, you have to cut 20% on miscellaneous. The only way to do this is if you were planning on spending money on something special or an interest or just one thing that you never buy month over month, it's just something that you want to buy, please don't do it until you get back to the workforce. Now, this is the good one. Entertainment, shopping, and traveling, I want you to cut 50% or more. How do you do this? Well, now that you're not employed or you're about to be, there is no way you're going to travel 3 or 4 times a year. Actually, there is no need to travel right now. So stop the traveling and stop your shopping spree. If you buy things on Amazon, it's perfect, but wait until you have a consistent source of income so you can start buying things again. Start having fun at home. You can just rent a couple of movies at Redbox for $4, and then you can order fast food for another $5 to $10 and have a great time. That is way better than going to a restaurant and spending $200 on dinner and drinks. Let me tell you the sad truth about all of this. It will happen again.
No! God, please, no!
This is not the first time or the last time that you're gonna get laid off, or something's gonna happen with the economy. So you gotta be prepared. And the next time that it happens, you will have even more money obligations and a lot of more things to pay. The second thing that you need to do if you're unemployed or about to is you need to add another source of income to the mix. How do you do this? Well, it's very easy. You can do it in many ways, either actively or passively. And I'll explain to you both. But first, make sure you hit the like button for this video. What are you good at? Do you speak another language? Are you good in sports, arts, music? Whatever you can teach, that can be a great source of income. I have friends that teach all sorts of things like math, yoga, English, Spanish, guitar, and they make thousands of dollars per month in cash. But this is an active source of income because you have to put in the hard work and the hours to make it happen, besides your other responsibilities. And another way of getting an additional source of income is to post an ad on Craigslist and on Upwork, which I will link below in the description. Here you can post your services and people from all over the world can see what you do and hire you for a specific basis. For example, for a special project, for graphics design, if you're good with social media, video editing, recording, a lot of good stuff that people need, they can hire you through Craigslist or Upwork. You can also buy and sell things from Amazon. You can do a lot of things for active money. But now let me tell you about the passive money, which is the one I'm very interested in. The two best ways to make passive money are dividends and rents. So you go ahead and you open an account with Charles Schwab, Fidelity, or Vanguard, and you put it where automatically your money flows from your checking account to the investment account. And then you put it on ETFs that produced dividends. And that's the perfect recipe to make money. But remember, this is a long-term strategy. It is not short-term. Just for you to know, for example, to make $1,000 a month on dividends at a 6% yield, which is pretty high, you need $200,000 investment. The one I prefer is rents. So you go ahead and you buy a property that it's $100,000 with $40,000 at a 25% down, and then you go ahead and rent it. Once you pay off your mortgage and your property management, you end up with around $300 to $500 per month in cash flow. And you know what's the best? You can depreciate that money in 27 and a half years and not pay any tax on it.
Wow!
This is not a sprint. This is a marathon. So it doesn't matter what your friend buys or what your other friend makes. Concentrate on your personal finances and stop comparing to others. Now, let me give you another scenario. You're unemployed, but you have enough money coming in from a side hustle, let's say $1,000 a month, and then another $1,000 a month coming in from dividends and rents. Maybe you cannot live with those $2,000 a month and still break even, but you will be in a much better place than what you are right now. So the third thing I want you to do now that you're unemployed or about to be is you need to start reading and educating yourself. So TV is a great source of entertainment. I love it. I mean, you can spend some time watching TV and it's very cheap. I mean, you can rent movies, you can watch a series for $5 or $10. But entertainment is one thing and learning is a different thing. And there is time for both. It is much better actually to watch TV at home than to go to a restaurant and spend $200 on dinner and drinks. I would not recommend that now that you're unemployed. I want you to read one book per month, either on personal finance, money, investing, motivation, sales, anything that will create value to your life. That's what I do. I always read about 30 minutes or 60 minutes before I go to sleep at bed. And that makes me actually want to go to sleep. If you start watching your phone or watching TV before you sleep, that affects your sleep quality. Now, let me give you the foreigner insight for this video. One thing that you will only get in this channel. Unfortunately, if you're in this country with a working visa and you get unemployed, you only have 60 days either to get another sponsored job or get kicked out of the country. If you're in that particular situation, move fast. Hire an attorney and get your options. But if you're a green card holder like myself, you're still technically a foreigner. But if you're unemployed, then you have the same options as the locals. And you need a second source of income. Almost every foreigner in this country has an advantage over the locals. You speak another language. Use it as your advantage. Start teaching. There's more than 320 million people outside that like to speak another language. Just make sure you post an ad on Craigslist and Facebook and show your skills and also be competitive at your price range. Remember, you don't have to be a resident or a green card holder to start investing passively in dividends and real estate. You can do that and the IRS and the DHS will be okay with your visa. So do not freeze your money and put it to work. Just don't do it actively. Cut down your spending, start teaching, and save more money. Start reading and make as much of an effort to get a second source of income. And also make sure that once you get back to work, you do not follow the same spending habits that you had before you start cutting back. If you liked this video, please give me a like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any one of my Monday videos. Make sure you let me know in the comment section below if there's any topic of interest that you want me to talk about. But until then, see you next time.